A shooting involving ICE agents in Maryland is triggering national alarm. Gunfire erupts during an immigration arrest in a Baltimore suburb after authorities say a suspect rammed multiple vehicles. ICE agents opened fire as the situation escalated. The incident marks the second ICE-related shooting in days, fueling fresh tensions and renewed scrutiny nationwide. A tense and dangerous encounter unfolded in Maryland Wednesday, leaving 2 men injured during an ICE operation. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents were targeting 2 men living in the country illegally in Glen Burnie, just south of Baltimore. According to the Department of Homeland Security, the suspects were from Portugal and El Salvador and were approached while driving through the suburb. DHS says officers instructed the driver to turn off his engine, but he refused and drove into several ICE vehicles. Fearing for their lives and public safety, the ICE agents fired their service weapons, striking the driver. The van then crashed between 2 buildings, injuring the passenger, DHS confirmed. Both men received medical attention, and no ICE agents were hurt during the incident. Local police told ABC News that the driver had attempted to run over ICE officers before fleeing, escalating the confrontation. Maryland Governor Wes Moore acknowledged the incident on social media and said his office will continue to monitor the investigation. DHS praised its officers, stating they risk their lives daily to remove illegal aliens from American streets. Officials also warned that continued resistance against ICE could lead to more violent encounters, urging extremist rhetoric to stop.
At about 10:51 this morning, Anne Arundel officers responded to the 500 block of West Court in Glen Burnie, right here behind me, for a shooting involving ICE ERO agents. Based on the preliminary information that we received, it indicates that ICE agents were conducting a detail. They approached a white van. That van attempted to run agents over. Then ICE agents fired at that vehicle. That vehicle accelerated, coming to rest behind me in a wooded area behind these homes. There was an individual in that vehicle that was struck by gunfire. That individual was transported to an area hospital with what is being described, he's being described as being in stable condition. There was another individual outside of that vehicle that sustained minor injuries and also went to an area hospital.
This incident follows a similar confrontation in Minnesota on Sunday when ICE agents fired shots at a Cuban man who resisted arrest. In that case, the suspect tried to ram ICE vehicles multiple times, striking an agent before being apprehended. The Maryland and Minnesota cases highlight the increasing tensions and risks faced by federal immigration officers during enforcement operations. Authorities continue to investigate both incidents as questions remain about escalation, vehicle resistance, and officer safety. Communities across the U.S. are watching closely as ICE operations in residential areas continue to spark confrontation and controversy.
Females.
No te muevas.
Miss, pull up your pants, come out of the bathroom. Pull up your pants, come out of the bathroom. Pull up your pants, come out of the bathroom.
Necesitas poner tus pantalones. No te muevas.
Miss, pull up your pants, come out of the bathroom. Pull up your pants, come out of the bathroom. Pull up your pants, come out of the bathroom.
Necesitas poner tus pantalones. No te muevas.
Miss, pull up your pants, come out of the bathroom. Pull up your pants, come out of the bathroom.
A workplace raid, a locked women's restroom, and a command caught on camera. Pull up your pants and come out. This is not a movie scene. This is New York State, September 4. Federal immigration agents forced their way into a women's bathroom during a workplace raid at Nutrition Bar Confectioners, a granola and nutrition bar manufacturing plant in Cato, Cayuga County. The incident, captured on body-worn camera footage, now part of a federal court case. Agents are seen moving through the factory floor, directing workers into hallways before attempting to open a locked women's restroom door. When it didn't open, agents forced entry.
Pull up your pants, come out of the bathroom.
Under the Trump administration, immigration enforcement has gone into overdrive. ICE and Customs and Border Protection, both under the Department of Homeland Security, have been leading what the White House calls mass deportation enforcement, Critics, however, say aggressive tactics are crossing constitutional lines, raising alarms about due process, privacy, and Fourth Amendment protections. This raid is now at the center of that debate. According to government documents, 57 workers were detained during the operation. Authorities say the factory was under investigation for allegedly employing workers without legal authorization and using fraudulent immigration documents, along with possible financial irregularities. The raid involved multiple agencies: HSI Syracuse, Border Patrol, Enforcement and Removal Operations, and the IRS. Lawyers for detainees say the operation swept up workers with varying immigration statuses, including at least one individual with a valid work permit, who they say was deported anyway. Federal officials dispute that claim and insist the operation was lawful. One detainee's case has now changed everything. Argentina Juarez Lopez, represented by attorney Paul Tuck, says agents blocked exits from a break room for nearly an hour while armed. She was questioned for just 9 seconds. She asked for a lawyer. She was handcuffed before being taken to the Oswego Border Patrol facility. The footage was released as part of Juarez Lopez's legal push to suppress evidence, with her lawyers arguing that agents expanded what were meant to be limited warrants into a sweeping dragnet. The video shows panic spreading across the factory floor as agents fan through the plant, corralling workers into a break room. For some of those detained, attorneys say, these moments marked their final hours of freedom in the United States. Argentina Juarez Lopez's lawyer submitted the body cam footage to U.S. District Judge Brenda Sands, arguing the raid violated the Fourth Amendment, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. Last week, the judge agreed. Judge Sands ruled that Juarez Lopez's constitutional rights were violated when agents entered the facility, a protection that applies to everyone in the U.S., citizens and non-citizens alike. The government maintains a different version. They say the operation was launched after allegations surfaced that the company employed individuals without legal authorization, used fraudulent immigration documents, and potentially engaged in financial irregularities. Acting U.S. Attorney John Sarcone III says all 57 detainees were unlawfully present in the United States. By September 9th, 52 had already been deported. 5, including Juarez Lopez, were charged with illegal re-entry after prior removal. The case has sparked criticism from immigration advocates and legal experts who question whether some of the agents' actions. As legal battles continue, this case raises serious questions about immigration enforcement practices, workers' rights, and constitutional protections, even in routine workplace raids.